Red Line Logbook here for Wistoria chapter 26. And we start off where we left off with Will falling and watching his friend be stabbed through. Will, obviously, his sole plan is to try to get back to Losty, but that would be a terrible idea. Fortunately, Walkner is a very smart man. Swoops in with his dragon, catches Will, and flies off while Will tries desperately to get back to Losty. But Walkner straight up tells him it's too late. He's gone. Back in the tower, Zero gets really pissed off at the fact that they're just sitting there watching everyone die and decides he's going to go. That's when Cornet orders him to sit back down. And they get basically into a fight where Zero argues that it's the job of the Magia Wende to protect the people and that they are cowards and pathetic for doing this. And Cornet's response is the job of the Magia Wende is to keep the world safe from the celestial beings. And so the two of them are basically arguing on what's more important right now, saving the people or saving the world. And the two are actually on the verge of fighting one another. Eleanor decides that she's not going to get involved. The reason being is that this world belongs to the mages, it's not the elven world, and so this is a decision for the mages to make. So she'll just sit back and watch. Elfie's assistant, whose name eludes me at the moment, starts to get concerned and worried about what's about to happen because the Magia Wende are currently fighting amongst themselves and everything is just going to hell. And that is when Elfie decides to get up and just walks over to Arn and then demands that he take back the order to have the Magia Wende sit there. He refuses, and she declares that she's going to go save Will and the others, and she doesn't care if she has to fight him to get to it. Back with Will and Walkins, Walkins is realizing that the only person who can save them now is Will, because the dwarves don't have the strength to fight against the Devon, and the mages can't get past the mage killer, so the only one left is Will, and his ability to combine both wand and sword. The problem is, Will is currently breaking down. Now that he just watched Losty die, everything that he's ever felt up to this point is basically just dropped on him. This was the straw that broke the camel's back, basically. He brings up all the hardship and pain and suffering he's been through his entire life. He's just going through it. And he asks Walkins straight up, why am I the only one born without magic? And the pain on Walkins' face, to the point where that is a question that Walkins cannot answer. There is no answer to that question. And worse than that, it's a question that Will clearly asked himself every day of his life. And things are getting worse because Marzel appears, and he straight up says, the dwarves are a problem, but that kid is the real issue here. So Marzel 100% realizes that Will is the biggest threat, just like how Walkins realized Will is the biggest hope. And so his sole goal right now is to kill Will. We move over to Clonette, where Kiki finally found her, and Kiki, of course, is covered in blood, and it's Losty's blood. At first, Clonette thought it was Kiki's blood, but then realized he's not wounded, and then went, oh no, is this Will's blood? But he went, no, it wouldn't be Will, because Will wouldn't be holding Kiki while fighting. So then she realizes, oh, okay, it's Losty's blood. And if Losty is dead, then that means Will is, yeah. So she grabs Kiki, demands that he take her to Will, and she just takes off. That's when Thawne takes off after her, leaving the other three to basically figure out what to do. And the reason why I'm laughing is because their immediate plan is to tell Julius to basically make ice clones. And this, of course, pisses off Julius because it really does tax him to create ice clones. And so anytime they get into trouble, they basically work him like a horse. No Face then realizes the best opportunity to go after the Magia Wende, and so he sends the Devon after them. That is when Kawi, once again, not saying her name right, decides to intercept the Devon, and she immediately gets blown out of the sky. It's unclear if she dies or not, but maybe she was. It's unclear. Once again, we've been seeing name character after name character get killed, so I have no idea if she survived this. That's when Professor Edward orders Gina and the rest of the dwarves to go after the Devon and destroy its mage killer. Gina is like, are you insane? Do you know how many of my guys have already been killed? And the ones that are still alive are exhausted. We can't do this. You're just sending us to go die. And Edward's like, yes, I am sending you to die. And the look on her face is that of absolute stunned that he would say that, because the dwarves have been disrespected this entire time, but to straight up be told to their face to go and die is probably something that even Gina has not experienced. Funny enough, Edward doesn't actually mean this in the loathing way that she took it. He's just kind of an asshole. That's just how he talks. And the reason why we know he didn't mean it in that manner, that they are worthless and they should just go die, is because when one of the monsters attack from above, Gina's about to be killed. First off, Julius actually tries to warn her first, so that means Julius is beginning to come around. That's pretty cool. And two, Edward uses his own body as a shield to protect her. Edward then blasts the monster, killing it because it didn't have a mage killer. It was just one of the normal ones. Gina then asks Edward, why would you do this? Why would you protect me? Because he literally just told her to go die. And Edward says, in a fight where magic is nullified, he's more worthless than a dwarf. And so he begs her once again to go and fight to death. Go die. Because at this moment, you're the only person who can do this. That is what he meant by go die before. But once again, he's kind of an asshole. He's not good with his words. She finally realizes what he meant and how he actually feels, and her men then stand up and go after the Divin. I don't know how this happened, and it doesn't even get explained because we immediately move past it, but Clennette just runs into the Devon. Yeah, she just runs into the boss monster. Thawne is there, but what the hell he's gonna do? We then get to see the two commanders of this battlefield, the principal and Eris, and they're both being informed all kinds of information, where the East has basically collapsed, the North has been wiped out, Professor Edwards has been critically injured, and everyone's just begging for help because they can't hold on to their end anymore, and they all need reinforcements. Basically, the battle is going to shit, and they're all losing, and there's literally nothing anyone can do because they have no more resources to spend on this battle. That is when a voice appears, demanding to know where the sword is. And it's Finn. Once again, I have no idea how he got from the deep floors of the dungeon to the surface so fast. He must have an elevator or something. That's the only explanation. There must be a secret way that he personally knows that allows him to just move to the surface so quickly. Either way, his one and only interest is finding Will, because Will is the one that needs to be protected the most. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, give a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Wistoria and other May things. Thank you, and have a great day.